And today we're going to talk about fuck Pilates.
Fuck them Pilates.
Ladies always say they want to tone.
Yeah.
Right? And Pilates is a great form of toning, true enough. It is. But the grandfather or grandmama of training always go to tone your body and to have the nice feminine definition that you're looking for.
Firm tone, sculpted,
tightened. That will always go back to the grandmama of weight room or body weight resistance training.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Wellness in Depth.
Yes. Welcome.
I am Mark Komar.
I am Akil Sherman.
And today we're going to talk about fuck Pilates.
Fuck them Pilates.
And we don't mean this literally. We mean this, actually we say, go fuck that Pilates class up. Go take that class.
Right, because I'm actually certified in mat Pilates.
He is, ladies and gentlemen.
So there's that.
Yeah, so...
what do you mean? What do you mean by fuck Pilates then? What are we talking about today?
Thanks for asking, sir. What we're talking about is ladies always say they want to tone.
Yeah.
Right? And Pilates is a great form of toning, true enough. It is. But the grandfather or grandmama of training always go to tone your body and to have the nice feminine definition that you're looking for.
Firm tone, sculpted,
tightened. That will always go back to the grandmama of weight room or body weight resistance training.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
It's unequivocal.
There's no substitute.
No substitute. Any professional worth their salt in any realm of the wellness paradigm will tell you that you have to have resistance training in order to see the muscle form and adapt to a change. Where if you want the glutes to pop,
you want the thighs to be more defined, you want your back fat to be tightened up. You don't want that anymore. You want your underarm action. Okay, hey, how you doing, microphone? You want your you want your arms to be toned. You don't want what ladies call it the bat wings.
Right.
You don't want the bat wings, or you want your neck to be tighter. You want your collarbone to pop. You want the girls to be lifted. All of that requires weight resistance exercise.
Yeah, man. So that's what we're talking about when we say fuck Pilates. Because again, at the end of the day, choose the modality that you can get into that's going to allow you to stay healthy. Because at the end of the day, anything that's allowing you to be physically active is, kudos to you. Yeah, perfect. Do that. But if you're looking to actually see, like he said, what he said as far as the definition and all that, you can't get away from the intensified consistency of resistance training. Now, whether that be with your body weight at home, or whether that be in a gym setting.
Or weights at home.
It has to be done. Okay. And this is the thing. The reason why you say toning is because the notion that that was perpetuated in the 80s to 90s to early 2000s. Now that we see more imagery of women who are power lifters or bodybuilders.
Yeah.
The thought for the average woman is, well, let me say I just want to be toned.
Yeah, I don't want to look like a man. I don't want to look masculine. I want to be toned, because in a lot of ladies' minds, tone still holds some femininity, some feminine qualities.
Right.
Which I get that. You want what you want for your body. So that's totally fine. But understand, though, what we're saying here is that there are certain things you have to do in order to get that outlook, and or get that outcome, I should say. And
no, you're absolutely correct. And it's imperative that you understand the psychology of it. Don't let it run you away from the thing that's actually going to work for you to see the results that you actually want to see. So do the Pilates, but you have to incorporate, say, Pilates on Monday, and then Tuesday and Wednesday, weight room,
right?
Or weights at the home, at the house. But it has to be done in order to get the goals you want to see. But don't allow for the psychology to play into your thought process that if you actually add this 10 pounds into a bicep curl, or you do a back routine, you're going to get this massive back. Because the one thing that I always hear from my female clients over the years is that, I don't do a lot of back or chest because I don't want to lose my chest and I don't want to get a big broad back.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, I mean, the women that I've trained, and I've been training for 21 years. So I've heard a lot of this in between the thousands of clients that I've trained. And the thing that I always, once we get into it and we dispel and we work on the mental aspect of things and we talk about, the understanding of the psychology of this, and then we get into the actual routine, they start to see the symmetry that they're looking for.
Right.
They start to see the actual physique that they had anticipated from the beginning. But once they got past the mental aspect of thinking that, okay, I don't want to look like the girl in the magazine, or I don't want to look
what girl in the magazine? Hey, let me ask you this. Who are they afraid of looking like, bro?
There's some bodybuilders that their boyfriend has showed them in the magazine, you know what I'm saying? And they had such a disdain or such a grotesque thought about I don't want you looking like that, so it's little things that play into our psychology, you know what I'm saying? It's little things that it could be a one-off time, right? Yeah. But that's the thing that you reflect back to, or you may have seen in passing on TV, flicking through channels and stuff. You may have seen a bodybuilding show.
Here's something that I think that is wildly hilarious, though, because again, we've been training for about the same amount of time, 20 plus years, and ladies historically think, if I hit weights, I'm gonna just be big, and it's just like, hey, by the way, do you understand how hard it is to build lean muscle mass? There is such a window of time where once you engage in the weight resistance exercise, it takes quite some time for your bodies to start to transform to even show what you're looking for. And so it's not overnight. It's not instantaneous. You're not going to do a set of rows and then wake up the next day and have a back like a man.
Let me say, you are so right. And let me say this, ladies. If we're keeping it at 1,000, if you are right now considered to be statistically obese, right? Statistically obese, and you are thick, what we call thick,
which is subjective.
Which is subjective.
Subjective, but like you said, if you obese,
right. From the statistics of it, you are 9 times out of 10 gonna be more broader at your current state than you are once you start to engage in resistance training. Yeah, you're more broader at this present moment if you're currently statistically obese.
If your BMI, if you have a high BMI, if your weight is 50 plus pounds higher than what it would be for you to be healthy,
even if it's 30 pounds or 20 or 30 pounds higher, your look, because this is why, ladies, that's what they gauge off of. I don't want to look big. You actually look bigger now than you would if you were to actually gain the resist or build the lean muscle mass that is required for the look that you want, or even more from the science side of it that you would statistically be healthy with. You know what I'm saying? So does that make sense what I'm saying about the psychology of it?
Say it again.
So right now, if I have a young lady in front of me right now, and she's, even if she say let's not get crazy, let's just say she's 190.
Okay. How tall is she?
She's 5'6".
Okay.
She's 180, which
that's possible. Totally.
It's real. 5'6", 190. Right now, you're thicker than you would be if we were to add lean muscle mass to your body. You're thicker as far as the actual look, because that's what everybody's saying. I want to be toned and without looking like a man.
So let me address a few things in that.
You're broader.
So what would happen is you would lose the body fat and then develop the lean muscle mass. It would happen in concert. And ladies, here's the thing that I think we need to say this, because I don't want anybody to assume anything. Muscle does not turn into fat, and fat does not turn into muscle.
Nope.
Let me say it again. Muscle does not turn into fat, and fat does not turn into muscle. So what happens is when you begin to engage in consistent weight resistance activities, one of the jobs of muscle in the body is to burn fat. Mm-hmm. And so as you engage in weight resistance activities, the muscle, its job is to help you look lean. So you're going to start to burn body fat. You become more what they call becoming more metabolic. Mm-hmm. And so what happens is you begin to lean out. So if you are a certain size right now and you feel, big in your body, you're not going to maintain that size as you develop lean muscle mass. You're going to get smaller and firmer and tighter and more toned. So please understand that.
So you go from here, currently right now where you are. I'm not you go from here and you add resistance training, over time you go to this.
Now, if they're only hearing us, what are you describing? If they're only listening to us, they're not watching us.
If you're wide right now, wide relative for you, wide, you have a circumference that's 10 diameters, just for numbers sake, right? I don't know.
10 diameters. I don't know what that measurement was.
I don't know either. But for people who are not watching, right? That's why you need to watch us on YouTube. But if you're 10 diameters, you right now, and you want to be leaner or more toned, you're going to go to say 7 to 8 diameters by adding the resistance training. The mental thought you have right now by looking at women who are masculine looking, you feel like you're going to look like that, so you go from the 10 diameters to 15 to 20 diameters. It doesn't work that way.
Right.
What he just articulated, it doesn't work that way. You literally go in, okay? But you have to give it its time, and you have to do actual resistance training, from what our first premise of the whole point of this is, in order for that to work. All right, so
because you're gonna lose, as you eat better, as you drink water, as you get sleep, that fat is going to be metabolized, meaning it's going to be broken down. And then as you are engaged in weight resistance activities, your areas of your body start to firm and tone and tighten in concert. So as you are losing fat, you're building muscle, and then the body transforms. So
right.
what he's saying is, you don't maintain your current size and then add size on top of your current size. That doesn't happen.
Mm-mm.
That doesn't happen unless your nutrition is really bad.
So continue to say you want to tone. Continue to say that you want to look, nice.
You want to firm. You want to sculpt. You want to lift that butt. You want to tighten those thighs.
Keep saying that. Now, you have to understand, psychologically, you're going to get that by doing it the right way, which is, yes, incorporate the modalities of Pilates. Yes, incorporate the modalities of
yoga,
CrossFit, yoga, whatever it might be. But make sure you hit the weight room or resistance training with your own body weight in order for it to have, and on a consistent basis with any of these modalities, in order to get the results you're looking for.
Because what I also need to add in here is, the human body, as we age, we lose bone density and muscle mass. And the way to offset that is through weight resistance exercises.
Mm-hmm.
He mentioned the mindset or the magazine. And so, like, female bodybuilding took off in the 80s, and it permeated through into the 90s and into the early 2000s. I think it's starting to make some kind of a comeback. But in those early times, what happened was, you had ladies, because there are levels of competition. Okay, so I kind of, forgive me as I go down a little bit of rabbit hole here, but there's fitness competitors, there's bikini, there's figure, so there's levels of competition, mm-hmm. even that hit the stage. Mm-hmm. And then you have bodybuilding, and in that bodybuilding, you had ladies who were literally taking testosterone. Mm-hmm. Like, ladies, your body can't look a certain way without enhanced drugs. So you had ladies that were indeed competing on the bodybuilding circuit that were injecting drugs into themselves, mm-hmm. and that is how they achieved that masculine size. So understand, that's not normal.
Nope.
You're not going to look like, some of those early competitors by just doing some squats and some lunges and some push-ups and some shoulder press. Like, that's not, there's a disconnect there. That doesn't equal looking like a man just because you lift weights.
Females produce testosterone and estrogen, and men produce testosterone and estrogen. It's just what the human body does. As Akil just articulated, you need an excess amount.
Right.
An excess amount of testosterone in order to look like what the images you don't want to look like.
Yeah.
So again, going back to, like he said, in your house, and you're doing squats with a 10-pound dumbbell, or you're doing, a push-up routine for, you're not going to lose your bosom. If you already itty bitty titty committee representing, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just going to be what it is. You know what I'm saying? If you're big bosom, you're big bosom. Like, it's not going to be that much reduction.
Now, that depends, though. With that one, it depends just how your body holds fat. it just depends on how you hold fat. Like if you that is really a more nuanced situation right there. Some ladies have lost their bosom, some haven't. So it depends on you, ladies.
It does. But when I say that you won't, if you're holding your fat well in the bosom, if you're holding your fat well, meaning you are well endowed, then the likelihood of you just decreasing your bosom size, from a D and F, cup size to A, no, it's not going to happen like that. And that's what I'm speaking to.
Right.
It's just like I've worked with women over the years who've had massive well endowment, and we did countless chest routines, incline, dumbbell, flies, for months on hand, and the reduction didn't happen to that mass of what you would like for it to be, where you're losing 2 or 3 cup sizes.
What could happen now if you got that enhancement from your kids, you may lose it through weight training. Now that because
what do you mean, like pregnancy?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, through pregnancy, but that's a whole different.
Exactly, that's my point.
That's a whole different thing too, though, because you talking about the milk ducts, that adds to it, so you lose that over time. Again, that's understandable, but my basic for what I said, not the caveat of having kids. What I'm saying is from the standpoint of if you're well endowed naturally, or if you're itty bitty titty committee representing, and I'm not knocking it. We have these terms for a reason. This is where you stand, right? You still want to incorporate the resistance training, not in fear of losing or gaining anything necessarily, but just understanding it's going to help. Because at the end of the day, if you are well endowed, we also do a lot of back work, you know what I'm saying? Because we have to make sure you do a lot of back work, because that's primarily where we focus to help, support your back. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you said that.
Let me just make sure I address the science, and I do understand the body. We did a lot more back work as well. I'm talking to the women so they understand, because the mind says for them, well, if I'm well endowed, if I do a lot of chest work, maybe I can reduce it. And I'm telling you, you can do as much as you want. It doesn't work that way. You can do a lot of back work too, but the thing why we do the back work is because you're being the cross injury, you're being pulled forward. And what we want to do is support that the spinal column, your thoracic to your lower lumbar, so you can actually support yourself better. But Absolutely. Now I'm getting a little bit off tangent. My only point in saying this is why the resistance training is so important, because it does allow you to have that symmetrical tonality, full body appearance that you actually desire, without necessarily looking like a man.
And let me also add this in for my runners out there, my cardio queens. Like I know this. I know there's a lot of ladies out there who are hearing this, who just love running. They love cardio, which is fine, but you still want to engage in weight resistance exercise, because hey, if you are someone who is jogging, like doing hella miles, the weight resistance is going to help your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes, your back, and those supportive tissues like your joints, ligaments, and tendons that are going to help you be able to perform in your jogging. Like, they support one another. So if you are someone who enjoys doing cardio, you will still be able to you will find that you perform better. You will find that you perform your cardio better from having done weight resistance activities, because your muscles are shock absorbers. So particularly if you were someone who likes to jog outside, that weight resistance is going to help you be able to perform, be able for your body to support itself as you're engaging in those modalities. So if you're a jogger, if you're a sprinter, if you're the elliptical or the Stairmaster or any of that stuff, weight resistance is always going to help you perform those better.
Yes, science and research has shown. You take any marathon runner, you take any sprinter,
right?
They are at the world
bike
class.
Riding, all of that, swimming.
They are at the world class levels that they are. If you look at anybody who's at at high professional level of it, they do resistance training because it helps them
performance.
And performance, which is what he's talking about. So there's no getting around it.
No.
You have to incorporate resistance training of some kind.
Absolutely.
Beyond just the Pilates classes or yoga classes. Okay. If you're looking, your goal is to actually tone and have some shapely form to your physique.
But I would push a little harder and say to have health and be pain free, because if you don't engage in weight resistance activities, and like I said, we all lose bone density and muscle mass. it'll wind up being pain that you experience and you're not sure why. It's because you're losing those tissues. But when you engage in the weight resistance, that will help offset that. So you're actually insulating yourself and preventing onset of pain, particularly like osteoporosis, ladies. You know, as the ladies age, you know, you're prone to that. So weight resistance will help offset osteoporosis as well. So it's also just a healthy thing to engage in.
Yeah, the quality of your life.
Yeah.
as you get older.
It's not all aesthetics.
That's what he's talking about, and he's absolutely positively correct. This is why we are saying fuck Pilates, and that's why the topic of this has been that, because it is imperative for your quality of your evolution to be engaged with a proper consistency in resistance training.
Yeah.
You choose the modality, but make sure you add it in there.
Yeah.
All right. So we appreciate you guys. We hope this helps you. We look forward to seeing you again soon on the next episode of Wellness in Depth.
Thank you for watching. We appreciate y'all. Take care.
Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us here on Wellness in Depth. My name is Mark Komar, and Mr. Akil Sherman, thanks you for joining us as well. Please understand the information that we share and use and disseminate on this show is for general use only. Please make sure to consult your doctor or your healthcare provider before engaging in any of the activities that we talk about here on this show, all right? But thank you. We look forward to having you here on the next episode of Wellness in Depth.